Hey, got another one for you. Thanks for watching. Please go subscribe. Hit that subscribe button for Mike Flair YouTube channel. Coming to a high school or junior high near you. Matter of fact, if you would like for me to come talk to the kids at your junior high or high school, please reach out. Let me know. Because I'm going to start that here pretty soon. I got to get my schedule lined up. We're going to school, but I want to make time out to do this because I wish I could have had somebody talk to me about these things when I was in 12th grade, 11th grade, or something to think about. Now, what I want to break down to you is once you graduate, usually you have some choices. Not everybody's going to be an entertainer. Not everybody's an athlete to get a scholarship to go to college. We talking about real life individuals that didn't play sports. They just graduate. Now you going into the workforce, so you're thinking about life. Most of the time, you got these three things. You have trades, you have school or college, or you have public service. Now, the question is, if you pick one of these, what do you want to do? What's your skill set? And that's what we got to change the narrative on. We have to have our kids prepared and ready after they graduate to hit the ground running to know what they need to hone or increase their skill in and educate themselves in so they can have the best efficiency and the best chance of success before they reach 30 years old. Because a lot of times you get out of school and you say, I want to take a break. But I'm telling you from experience, you don't want to get in that mindset of taking a break because before you get here, mess around 5, 6 years pass by, and now you in your mid-20s. Now you trying to figure it out. You realize that minimum wage is not enough. You realize that $30,000 a year is not enough. You realize that $15 an hour is not gonna cut it for living a life that you want to live. Not saying you want to be rich. I'm saying you just want to have enough to do the things you want to do and still have enough to pay your bills as well. So, first one is trade, right? If you go to trade, go get a trade. What do you want to get a trade in? Do you want to be an electrician? Do you want to be a plumber? Do you want to be a carpenter? You know what I'm saying? Carpenter frame houses. It's a bunch of trades out there. It's a trade out there with just working with pipes, welding. What trade? Look it up. There's so much information out there now. Look it up. What trade? And with the trade, they pay you. You work on an apprenticeship, but they pay you to learn. Is it a lot of money up front? Probably not at first. But you still getting paid. You're not being in debt of going to college. And you're getting paid to learn. And after you learn the trade, you can start your own business or work for somebody and do your own thing on the side. You always have a skill that you can use to generate money. It's not about money, it's about generating money. How can you generate money? If I do this for you, you owe me, or this skill is worth, if I weld this for this person, they're gonna owe me $200. Sought out the skills. If I be a plumber, if I come do this house call, it's gonna be at least $75 charge. Another skill, electrician. You want me to do this, it's gonna cost at least $150 an hour charge. It could be any. Having that kind of skill, you slip and fall into opportunities because you have that kind of skill and you're qualified to do it. And that's what you want to do when you're here. You want to find something to get qualified in so you don't have to be stuck at that entry level. That's the most important thing. Don't get stuck in that entry level zone because sometimes you get so stuck in it and you realize 6 years go by. Now you trying to rush, but it's not a rush, it's a marathon. Even if you wait till 5 or 6 years, it's still going to be a marathon. It's not going to be a 100-meter dash. It's going to be a marathon. You're probably going to run like an 800. So think about that. Go to college. Now, this is the part I really want to break down, take my time and break down. A lot of people say they want to go to college, or they don't want to go to college because of debt, right? Well, here's the thing. Before you go to college, you need to know what you want to major in. Know your major. What are you gonna major in? And then, is this major a viable career? Is that major a viable career? Because sometimes people go to college and they pick something that's not a viable career. It doesn't. There are jobs. It's unreal. They post these jobs, and the requirement is a master's degree, and the salary that they have is $40,000. Having a master's degree. Think about that, and that's why you have to do your research first before you pick the major. Don't pick the major and then realize, oh, man, I picked the wrong major. Don't do it. Be smart. Do the research. Make a plan. And don't veer from it. A lot of times, people go to college and they keep changing majors. I'm telling you, find something and stick with it. It's something to learn how to stick with something and not change. I did that a lot. I used to do that. But I stuck with IT, and that's what I stuck with. Even though I do have a lot of other skills that I know and do on the side, but the main skill is IT. That's where it fit my personality, and that's another thing. Does the major fit my personality? Don't major in public speaking and you're an introvert unless you want to challenge yourself to come out of your shell. Don't do it. Find something that fits your personality, but it's still want to have a viable career. And what I'm saying is, don't get a master's degree in the field and the max pay that you're gonna get is 40,000, 45,000, because master's degrees are expensive. And you hear people saying college debt because you picked the wrong field. It's not their job to tell you the field to pick. It's your job to know what field to pick. They got all kind of courses that you can choose in colleges, in all kind of colleges across the country. But it's up to you to do the research. It's up to you to know that this field is in demand, this field has a nice pay range, and this field is constantly evolving and growing. Don't pick a stagnant field. Now, I hope I broke that down enough, but I can break it down even further if I need to. Most of the fields that people are taking, in my opinion, from an analytical standpoint in college, tech, or some people call it STEM, science, technology, engineering, and math. Call it STEM, tech, because a lot of companies, as we grow into this, keep going up in years, you gotta have tech at the company. Even small businesses gotta have a website. Even small businesses gotta have IT consulting. They may not have a team, but they probably have somebody come in and do their IT stuff for them, setting up displays or setting up computers and stuff like that. You gotta have that as a business now. Even food trucks probably have some form of tech or IT that they have to have with their with as far as e-commerce and stuff like that. You gotta have that. Financial, accounting. We don't have enough of us doing accounting. That's something that's very important, knowing how to manage your money, knowing how to make decisions based on trends and things, knowing when to invest and when not to invest, knowing what's a good buy, what's not a good buy, knowing that, okay, just because I make 100,000, that don't mean I got to live up to 100,000. I make 100,000, but I'm only going to live off 50,000, and put the rest of it up or invest it, or invest in real estate, get like a rental property or something like that. Financial is very important. Being an administrator or teacher, principal, teacher, uh, superintendent, guys, look it up. It's public. Those jobs pay pretty good, but you gotta have the experience and the skill set. But being an admin or teacher, you can have the skill set, the aptitude to teach. It's a pretty good. It could be pretty good. You just never know. But before you get here, while you here, you need to be thinking about the most efficient path on either one of those. The most efficient path. The next one is public service, being a firefighter, being a police officer, working in sanitation, trash department. If anybody pay bills, you know sanitation, that's automatically, you're going to pay that. If you live in a house, probably apartments factored into the bill of being in an apartment, but if you live in a house, that's part of your water bill, the sanitation. You have to pay it. Now, I don't know the hours of a sanitation worker, but I knew they do go around in every neighborhood every day and, do trash and stuff like that, Monday through Friday, but sometimes they work on Saturday if it's a holiday. But that is a job that you can work in and work your way up. I'm pretty sure there's pros and cons to everything, and that's what we're going to try to do on our podcast, Corp Tech Media. We're going to try to get around to interview different people working different jobs so we can give the youth that exposure. As a matter of fact, if any administrators, anybody work for these different factions, let us know. Hit us up in the comments. Let us know. We love to have you come in and kind of give the kids a brief overview of what you do and how did you get there. And also, if you could do it again, start over at 17, 18, what would be the most efficient path to get to where you are now? A lot of kids need to hear that because they don't know what path to take, and then they end up taking a break or they just end up working, and then next thing you know, they realize they're not making enough money. And you got to think, to really have your own house, your own car, and be able to maintain, like if the hot water heater break or something happen, you got to be making not be rich, but you got to be making a substantial amount of money in order to cover the expenses if the car break. Because if you're paying a house mortgage or in a car note, sometimes you can have a car note, but you don't have a warranty anymore. You pass the mileage, and next thing you know, the radiator pop or break. That could be, $200 fix on top of your mortgage and your car note. Another thing, what about your escrow? Your insurance go up. Now your mortgage goes up. You may get a variable interest rate. Well, it could go up or go down. Your interest rate go up. Now your mortgage go up. So it's so many things to think about as an adult. Like if I wrote everything to think about as an adult on this board, I may do that on another thing. It's a lot to think about, Medical stuff, you got to think about that. It's a lot, y'all, being an adult. You have to have the right perspective, the right mindset, or else it could be very frustrating. It could be very like a burden, but the right mindset, the right perspective, you can get it done. So once you get in these positions, once you go to school for that, you make a plan or go to a trade or you make a plan, and then I don't have enough room. You make a plan, and then you increase your skill level in that job. You learn more about that job. If you're a firefighter, do you want to be an engineer? Do you want to be, a battalion chief? They got different positions you could do. You want to work in tech. You want to be help desk. You want to work in systems. You want to work in programming. You want to work in the networking side, be a network engineer. So many things to kind of get your feet into. It just depends on where you get your job at. Because some jobs, they expose you to different things. They want you to grow. They don't want you to just be in the same place for 10 years. And you want to be an electrician. You want to work for somebody, or do you want to work for yourself? Some people work for a company and do stuff on the side. You can do that as well. Plumber, same thing. You want to work for somebody, or you want to work for yourself. Same thing with carpenter. People that frame houses. There's people that all they do is just frame houses. That's all they do is just frame. Frame, frame, frame. Go to a new subdivision. Every time they get to that stage, they come in and frame the house. All they do, buy wood, nail a screw, and frame it. Done. You can do that, or you can work for yourself. Contract it out. So many different options. All you have to do is exercise your mind, work on your skill set, increase it, and opportunities will come. This is Mike. I'm signing out. Thanks for watching. Thanks for watching the Mike Flood channel. Go check out the CTM channel, CTM TV on Facebook, Corptech Media on YouTube. Thanks for watching. I'm signing out.